Most people completely misunderstand what it really takes to start a business in Africa. And Chad is one of the most overlooked opportunities hiding in plain sight. On paper, it sounds complicated. A landlocked country. Different legal systems. Limited online information. For many entrepreneurs, that alone is enough to stop them before they even begin. I know. But here's the surprising truth. Those who take the time to understand the process often discover something powerful. Far less competition, growing regional demand, and a chance to establish a business where others never even try. And this is exactly where David's story begins. David is a logistics entrepreneur from Texas. After years of working in supply chain management, he starts noticing a pattern. Emerging markets are growing fast, but infrastructure and services are still catching up. He hears about Chad. At first, he dismisses it. But then something changes. A colleague tells him about untapped opportunities in transport and import services across Central Africa. Suddenly, Chad isn't just a place on a map. It becomes a strategic possibility. So David asks the question most people never get past. How do I actually start a company there? And that's where things get interesting. Because registering an LLC in Chad isn't just about paperwork. It's about understanding a system shaped by regional law, local practices, and international frameworks. And what happens next changes everything. David quickly realizes that Chad follows a legal structure influenced by something called OHADA. Now, this is where most people get confused. OHADA stands for the Organization for the Harmonization of Business Law in Africa. It's a system used by several African countries, including Chad, to standardize business laws. But here's the problem. If you don't understand OHADA, the entire process can feel confusing and unpredictable. And this is where many entrepreneurs give up. But there's a smarter way to handle this. Once you understand that Chad uses OHADA, everything starts to make sense. Instead of navigating completely unfamiliar laws, you're actually working within a standardized framework designed to simplify business across multiple countries. And that small insight makes a huge difference. Now let's take a step forward. In Chad, the equivalent of an LLC is typically called a SARL, which stands for Société à Responsabilité Limitée. This is the most common business structure for small and medium-sized enterprises. And here's why it matters. A SARL offers limited liability. Just like an LLC in the United States or Europe, it protects your personal assets. If the business faces financial issues, your personal finances are generally not at risk. That's a major advantage. But there's one detail most people miss. The requirements for setting up a SARL in Chad are not identical to what you might expect elsewhere. And this is where things can go very wrong. Let's go back to David. At first he assumes the process will be similar to setting up a company in the US or even Europe. He expects everything to be fast, digital, and straightforward. But Chad operates differently. Many parts of the process are still handled in person. Documentation must be precise. And local knowledge becomes incredibly valuable. And this is where Sarah enters the picture. Zara is an entrepreneur who successfully set up a consulting business in Chad. When David reaches out to her, she gives him one piece of advice that changes his entire approach. Don't try to do this alone. That advice saves him weeks, maybe even months. Because here's the reality. While it is technically possible to register a company remotely, the process becomes significantly smoother when you work with a local legal advisor or business consultant. But most people don't realize this until it's too late. Now let's break down the actual process, step by step, in a way that feels clear and manageable. Imagine you're in David's position. You've decided to move forward. What's the first step? It starts with choosing a company name. Sounds simple, right? But this is where things get surprisingly complex. Your chosen name must be unique and registered with the appropriate authorities. If it's already in use, you'll need to select a different one. David learned this quickly. His first choice was rejected. Then, his second. Each rejection slowed him down. But here's the smarter approach. You prepare multiple name options in advance and verify availability before submission. This small step can save you significant time. Now, once the name is approved, The next step is drafting the company's statutes. This is essentially the legal document that defines how your business operates. It includes details like ownership structure, management roles, and operational rules. And this is where it gets interesting again. These statutes must comply with OHADA regulations. You can't just write them casually or copy a template from another country. Daniel made this mistake. He tried to adapt a European template for his Chad-based business. It looked correct, but it didn't meet local legal standards. The result? Rejection and delays. But once he worked with a local legal expert, the process moved forward smoothly. And this is the pattern you need to understand. Every step rewards accuracy and local knowledge. Now let's move forward. And after preparing the statutes, you'll need to deposit the company's share capital. Here's where things get interesting. Unlike Bulgaria or some other countries with extremely low minimum capital requirements, Chad may require a more substantial amount, depending on the business type. And this is where Emily made a smart decision. Instead of treating capital as just a legal requirement, she viewed it as a strategic tool. She ensured her business had enough funding to operate effectively from day one. And that decision gave her a strong start. But here's the problem. Many entrepreneurs focus only on meeting the minimum requirement without considering actual operational needs. And that's where businesses struggle. Now, once the capital is deposited, you receive proof from the bank. This document becomes part of your registration file. Next comes the official registration process. This involves submitting your documents to the commercial registry, often through a one-stop business center if available. And here's the good news. Chad has made efforts to streamline business registration in recent years. But this is where it gets dangerous. Delays can still happen if documents are incomplete or incorrect. Jessica experienced this firsthand. She submitted her application, expecting approval within days. Instead, she faced delays due to minor errors in her paperwork. Those delays cost her valuable time and momentum. But once the issues were corrected, her business was officially registered. And that moment changed everything. Because once your company is registered, you gain legal recognition. You can open business bank accounts, sign contracts, and operate formally within the economy. But there's one detail most people miss. Registration is not the end of the process. It's the beginning. Now let's talk about what happens next. After registration, you need to handle tax registration. This includes obtaining a tax identification number and understanding your obligations under Chad's tax system. And this is where things can go very wrong. If you fail to comply with tax requirements, penalties can accumulate quickly. But there's a smarter way to handle this. You work with a local accountant who understands the system. David eventually did this. At first, he tried to manage everything remotely. It quickly became overwhelming. But once he partnered with a local expert, everything became clearer. And that clarity allowed him to focus on what actually matters, growing his business. Now let's zoom out for a moment. At this point, you've chosen the name, drafted statutes, deposited capital, registered the company, and handled tax registration. It sounds like a lot. But here's the insight most people never realize. The real challenge is not the process itself. It's the mindset. If you approach this with impatience and assumptions, you'll face obstacles. If you approach it with strategy and preparation, you'll unlock opportunities. And this is where the identity shift happens. You're no longer someone guessing your way through international business. You're someone who understands how to navigate new systems. And that changes everything. But we're not done yet. There's one more critical piece: ongoing compliance. In Chad, businesses are required to maintain proper records, file reports, and operate within legal frameworks. This is not optional. And this is where many entrepreneurs lose momentum. But here's the smarter approach. You build a support system. A local accountant. A legal advisor. A network of contacts. This is exactly what David did. And once he did, something unexpected happened. His business didn't just survive. It started growing. Because while others hesitated to enter the market, he was already established. He had relationships. He had systems. He had experience. And that gave him an advantage. Now let's bring everything together. Registering an LLC in Chad is not just about paperwork. It's about understanding a unique environment. An environment shaped by regional laws, local practices, and emerging opportunities. If you rush, you risk mistakes. If you prepare, you position yourself for success. And that's the difference between those who struggle and those who succeed. Because at the end of the day, it's not about choosing the easiest market. It's about choosing the right one and understanding it deeply. Chad may not be the first place most people think of when starting a business. But for those who take the time to learn the process, it offers something rare. Opportunity without overcrowding. Growth without excessive competition. And the chance to build something meaningful from the ground up. So if you're considering starting your own LLC in Chad, remember this. Take your time. Learn the system. Build the right connections. Because once you do, you're not just starting a company. You're stepping into a market that very few people truly understand. And that's where real opportunities exist. If you found this guide helpful, and want more videos that break down complex global opportunities like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Because the more you understand, the more confident and capable you become. And that's how smart entrepreneurs move forward.